In this exercise, we are going to geolocate this park model so that we can visualize this park in its correct location with its real surrounding context. Then, we will be using some of the sandbox tools to modify the existing terrain for the proposed design. Finally, we are going to import the model and add it on top of the modified three-dimensional terrain. Let's start a new drawing. Click on File, New, delete the guy, go to File, Geolocation, Add Location. In the search, I'm going to type in Campus Drive, Oakland, CA, and click Search. Use the scroll button to zoom out to a larger area and click and drag to pan in the view. So this is our Mary College campus area. So I'm going to scroll the view up to zoom in to this area. This group of building is our landscape horticulture department. For the map type, I'm going to keep the satellite map for more details. Click on Select Region. Use the slider to choose the preferred image resolution. You got three options of image provider. The digital globe one provides the very low resolution image, and the near map provides very high resolution. However, you have to pay for it. And also, the near map will not be available after November of 2022, so you don't need to worry about it. For our practice, we are going to use high resolution Bing map. Click and drag the grips, is actually the white dots, to resize your snapshot window. And click and drag the map to recenter it. So I'm going to need this slope and the department building area. Click on Import. So after the geolocation data imported, you can check in the text and outliner panels. There are two items created, two groups created. The first one, the visible one, is a two-dimensional image, which is the location snapshot. If you go to File, Geolocation, Show Terrain, now a three-dimensional terrain surface showing up. Both groups are locked with a lock, like a little lock icon next to the group icon. If you click on the group, the boundary box is showing red color instead of the blue one we usually see, which means it's locked. You cannot edit it. If I double click, I still cannot enter the editing mode. To copy, move, or edit it, you need to right-click on the group and select from the context menu, Unlock. Then you can modify those groups. For your information, if you want to preserve the original terrain or snapshot, you want to make a copy in the Edit, Copy, and then paste in place. However, for our practice, I'm just going to modify the original one. So I'm going to unlock both groups and turn them on. Now the two groups are overlapped. I'm going to select the location snapshot and use the Move tool. Press the up arrow key to lock the moving direction and move the location snapshot image up 200 feet, enter. So now you see I got a two-dimensional aerial map floating on top of this three-dimensional terrain. You need to turn on the sandbox and the view toolbars if you haven't done so. Go to View, Toolbars, check the sandbox, and then scroll down. If you don't see the scroll bar, press the down arrow key so you can see the view at the bottom, and check the View toolbar as well. So these are the sandbox tool and these are the view tools. Click on this little roof icon, which is the top view, and select camera and check the perspective. Now we are in a parallel projection top view, which doesn't have the perspective distortion. We're ready to draw the shape of my park's footprint on top of this aerial map. I'm going to use the Shape tool to draw a rectangular shape, 100 feet, 40 feet, enter. So this is the shape of my park's footprint. Then I'm going to move it to the right location. Here it is a gentle slope, open area without too many existing trees. So I'm going to locate my park right here. Then I'm going to use the Rotate tool to rotate the footprint to better fit into this area. Next, I need to design and draw a path leading from the bottom parking area up to this park. I'm going to use the 2-point arc, starting from this corner, and tangent to create a path not touching too many existing trees. And okay. After I finish, I select all the segments of the path, all the arcs and the lines, and right-click, select Weld Edges in the context menu. Now I can offset the whole path edge altogether. Use the Offset tool to offset 10 feet, enter. Now I use Line tool to connect the end points. So a new surface is created. I'm going to clean some of the edge. So now you see this is the path surface and this is the footprint of the park. Now I'm going to turn off the snapshot image. leaving only the path and the footprint. I'm going to select the footprint face first and use the stamp tool, is the little house on the terrain icon right here. And then I click on the stamp tool. Pay attention to the lower right corner offset distance. You can input a new offset distance right here, 10 feet, 15 feet. This is going to be the distance transferring from existing terrain to the proposed platform site. I'm going to use 15 feet. You need to reactivate the stamp tool to update the red boundary box around the footprint. So now I can click on the terrain group. You see I got a dynamic platform. If I move my mouse up and down, it became like a raised platform or a sunken in the hill. So I adjust my mouse carefully until I'm satisfied with the location of the platform, half cut, half fill in the slope. Then I'm going to click. So you see it's sitting nicely in the slope. You may notice there are some straight short lines at the corners. Those are very normal. You just need to hide them. You cannot delete them. So I'm going to turn on the view of hidden geometry. You will see all the new slopes are created by triangles. So those little lines are edges of some of the triangles. If you delete the edge, you will delete the faces as well. Instead, you should use the eraser and then holding down Control key on PC and the Option key on Mac. Click on these edges to smooth and hide them. So you just need to go to each of the corner and hold down the Control key and use the eraser. Click on those edges or just hide them. Okay, now you can go to View and uncheck Hidden Geometry. The proposed slope look clean now. Next, let's drape the path onto the terrain. Select the path surface and then click on this drape tool right here, and then third click on the terrain group. So this path is the edges are dropped on the terrain surface. Double-click the terrain group to enter the editing mode. Now I want to apply some materials to the proposed slope, the platform, and the path. So you can actually go ahead to use the eraser holding down Control key to hide any lines you don't want to show. Alright, now this site is ready to import my model onto it. I'm going to click on File, Import, and finding the park model saved on your machine. Click on Import. Depending on how complex your model is, it takes a second to import. And then I'm going to click on this corner to place the model. Now you can use the Rotate tool to rotate it. Press the up arrow key to lock the rotation on the ground. And first click on this corner. Second click on the park edge. And the third click on the side edge. So now the park is aligned with the site. You see the Z fighting? So I need to move my park up a little bit. Use the up arrow key to lock the moving up. Maybe just 1 inch. Enter. Okay, now it looks fine. Alright, now you can turn off the snapshot image and delete the footprint of the path in the park. This is the end of the exercise. So we first added geolocation data. Then we added the existing terrain with the stamp tool to create a platform in the middle of the hill. Then we drape a path from the bottom of the hill leading to the site. Finally, we import the park model and locate it onto this revised terrain. That's it for today's exercise. Don't forget to save your model. I'm going to name it Park Terrain.